This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the newest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where you bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
In compliance, the value of anonymous reporting is undeniable. But with Ethico, anonymity doesn't mean a loss of connection. Our blinded, two-way communication fosters an environment of trust and confidentiality, encouraging open and honest dialogue. It's not just about receiving reports. It's about understanding the story behind each one, creating a culture of integrity and respect. Transform your approach to anonymous reporting with Ethico. Begin your journey at ethico.com/CPN, where you can book a demo, access an exclusive white paper by Tom Fox titled The ROI of Compliance, and utilize our free ROI calculator.
Today, I want to consider financial incentives and clawbacks, at least as we have heard from the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice in 2023 started something called the Criminal Division's Pilot Program regarding compensation, incentives, and clawbacks. Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco has said that the DOJ will start a program and review it to determine if clawbacks are working. They didn't say as much about the financial incentives component, but she did say the goal is to shift the burden of corporate wrongdoing away from shareholders who frequently play no role in the misconduct onto those directly responsible. The DOJ will incentivize such behavior by, at the outset of a criminal resolution, any company resolving a matter will pay a applicable fine minus a reserve credit equaling the amount of compensation the company is attempting to claw back from culpable executives or employees. If the company succeeds and recoups that amount from responsible employees, the company gets to keep that clawback money, and it doesn't have to pay the amount it recovered. And this is because we've heard from stakeholders how challenging and expensive the pursuit of clawbacks can be, and the pilot program wants to take all of this into account. They didn't really talk about holdbacks, but I think what we've seen in terms of enforcement actions is the DOJ will be equally receptive to holdbacks. That really opens, though, the entire discussion around financial incentives. How are you incentivizing compliance within your organization? This has been a part of the Department of Justice's discussion, and indeed the SEC's, since the first decade of this century. Yet here we are with the DOJ emphasizing this on a go-forward basis. Do you have financial incentives built in to your compliance program as part of the employee's discretionary bonus, whether or not they have done business ethically and in compliance? Has compensation been withheld, irregardless of whether there was an FCPA violation? And are people being promoted who have engaged in business ethically and compliance, or simply those who are the high corporate producers? All questions the DOJ will want answers to. As you know, this month's sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, including this podcast, is Ethico. Have you ever wondered about the ROI of your compliance program, or had concerns with presenting budget proposals to your CFO? Well, I partnered with Ethico to write a white paper on the ROI of compliance and how you can think through compliance as an investment strategy. Ethico has put together a ROI calculator for you. Check them out on the website. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.